My fellow Guardians, what's going on, y'all? Your dude Sly here, and welcome back to another Sly Nation Deepstone Crypt raid guide. In this video, we're going to be going over Taniks Phase 1. Now, this is while you're still on the space station. The final boss encounter, Phase 2, will be a separate guide, and that's almost done. Just need to get a few more viewpoints of being Suppressor, and this guide will be complete, so definitely keep a lookout for that. However, now let's dive into team composition, weapon and armor mods, and then we'll go over room and its layout, and finally set everything into motion and check out the mechanics. So with that, let's begin. Starting with team composition, this is really all about staying alive, chaining supers, and clearing ads. Warlock, well. If you have 4 warlocks, well then one can go Nova if you wish, but the well is going to be your best friend here. Luna, also great, but I would recommend Phoenix chest piece in order to get your super back faster, as you will need it as soon as possible. Hunters, tether top tree with Orpheus rigs, or stasis with Duskfield grenade. Blade barrage can also be a useful subclass if you wish to change things up. Titans, bubble all the way. Now, I was using stasis, but that's because this was day 1 and we're still experimenting. As you'll see with the other Titans, they used bubble and literally kept us alive. Saint 14 helmet, also pretty clutch here as well. As for weapons, this encounter is not about damage, but rather clearing ads and kind of taking damage. So swords work very well here, specifically guillotine due to its void damage, and of course the ads have void shields. For secondary, there are a couple of options you can go, but Risk Runner absolutely destroys for this encounter because you're always taking arc damage, and I highly recommend it. Shotguns, Telesto, or an Energy Scout with overload rounds. For primary, use what you wish, but again, shotguns are great if you're using an Energy Scout, but I went with my trusty old hand cannon with major spec. If you want to switch things up, you can also go the Anarchy or Xeno route. Anarchy in particular is pretty effective, as you can set traps by the spawn points. Totally up to you and your team and what you think will do best. For mods, again, Protective Light with stacks on stacks are supercharged, Loosened Blade works well for the overload, and the Yellow Bar Captains are servitors. There are also raid mods that have been dropping as well, so set yourself up with those if you have them. Moving on to room layout, this area is pretty small, but there are several things you need to be aware of. First, let's talk about the deposit chests. Now, during this encounter, you're going to have to deposit nuclear cores into these containment chests. Standing in the middle from where you enter, there will be 2 chests to your left and 2 chests to your right. Where Taniks is standing, that's the front of the room. The entrance is the rear or the back of the room. Next, nuclear cores. There are 4 machines that can spawn these nuclear cores. 2 of them are directly above you and the rally flag, and then there will be 1 on each side along the far wall. So basically there's going to be 2 on left, 2 on right. You'll see them spawn in by the icon that announces their arrival. Next, we have a new augment to consider. In the past few encounters, we've had to work with Operator and Scanner. However, now a third gets thrown into the mix. It's light or baby blue collar and goes by the name of Suppressor. Now, Scanner and Operator, they pretty much stay the same. Scanner highlights objects, Operator interacts with objects, and suppresses, well, it suppresses. Within this room, you're going to see 3 floating spheres. These kind of round, bot-looking things will have a rally flag circle below them. Unfortunately, I wasn't a suppressor and I didn't do that job, so I don't have the best footage of it, but I will show you how it works. Suppressor, they have to stand within the circle to get suppressor rounds. To suppress the boss, all it takes is 1 single shot. All you have to do is shoot 1 round from the circle and then move on to the next circle. So basically, you stand in the first circle on the far right hand side, shoot the boss. Stand in the middle circle, shoot the boss, finally move on to the third and final circle, and then shoot the boss 1 more time. I mean, even 1 round from a sidearm will do at 100 yards. So it doesn't really matter what you use here, they will all work. But once you stand in that third and final circle, the last shot, that will then officially stun the boss. Once you do, this stun allows nuclear cores to be deposited. Until the boss is stunned, the chests will stay offline. So Suppressor has a pretty important job from here on out. In order to know where to deposit these nuclear cores, scanners will have to call out which chests are highlighted, and Operator will have to spawn the cores by shooting the glowing terminals. Again, take some time to learn this room and all of the mechanic placements. It will make things much easier. Also, be sure to know where the transfer machines are located. Now, you will need to partner up for this fight because another new mechanic gets introduced here as well. Once a boss is stunned, on that third suppressor shot, 1 of 3 augments will deactivate. Now, the only way you can continue using the augment or buff as I call them, is to insert it into the transfer machine, and then your partner or another player picks it up. So designate one player for each augment: scanner, operator, and suppressor. Each player will need a teammate as a backup. So you will basically be staying in the center the entire time, and technically you're in 3 teams of 2. Alright, so now that you have 3 teams of 2, and you have everybody picking up an augment, let's set everything into motion and walk through the different steps. Now the idea here, pretty simple. You clear waves of ads, and then each of the designated players will pick up one of the augments. The scanner will call out which 2 chests the cores need to be deposited into. In order to spawn these cores, the operator will need to shoot the machines to spawn them. Again, look for the keypad and you'll know which one to use. While this is going on, the suppressor will be hopping around from bot to bot, shooting 1 round from each location. On the 3rd and final bot circle, that last shot will then officially stun the boss. Stunning the boss allows the nuclear cores to be deposited. Even though you might have the nuclear cores at the correct chest, it will stay offline until the boss is stunned, so be on the lookout for that. Now while all this is happening, the 3 players in the middle are going ham on some ads. Keep popping wells and bubbles as much as possible, as you will be taking a ton of fire here. Yellow bar captains and overload captains will spawn and try to rush you, so take them out ASAP and then focus on the others. If you get a free second from the onslaught, look up. Shanks will be flying and raining fire down above you. They're quite annoying in groups, so take them out as well. Now this encounter is really fairly easy, but quite hectic. The key here is simply timing. While the 3 augment players are doing their job, you will need to designate 2 other players to pick up nuclear cores. Of course, since scanner is only looking at chests, they can be one of those players. Also, operator only has to shoot the little keypads to spawn the nuclear cores, so they can help out with ads as well while they're doing that. In an emergency, and if need be, they could also go out and pick up cores, again because their job is finished. So to start the encounter, wait for the ads and then pop a well. Call out where each augments are located in terms of where they spawn from, and then pick them up. Once it's time, the scanner will call out which 2 chests are selected. Again, call outs here are fairly simple. You have something like, front left, front right, back right. Of course, front is where Taniks is located, back of the room is where you entered. Again, only the player holding the scanner augment will see which 2 chests are highlighted. The other players will need to trust their call out. Once some of the ads are taken care of and thinned out, the operator will let the 2 designated core walkers know when they need to get in position. Once the cores show up, simply pick them up and then head towards the middle. As all of this is going on, the suppressor player will be jumping from circle to circle or bot to bot, shooting Taniks, and on the 3rd and final shot will stun him. Stunning Taniks allows the nuclear cores to be deposited into the previously called out chests. At the same time though, an augment will deactivate, so make sure you look at the bottom left hand side of your screen to make sure you're not that player. If you are, you need to call it out, put it in the transfer machine, and have your partner pick it up. Now because of the distance between bots, it might take a little bit for the suppressor to officially stun the boss, especially since ads are going to be shooting at them as well, so timing is everything, and the players holding the nuclear cores will start taking something called radiation damage. At times 10, they die and the core is then dropped. If the core does not get picked up within 6 seconds, it blows and wipes the team. So if the suppressor augment player is hung up and can't stun the boss, the core walkers will then need to pass the core off to another player. Again, scanner and operator along with their partner will be doing the passing. So be ready to grab the cores from your partner and then insert the core when the boss is finally stunned and then the chest opens up. Once the cores are deposited, more ads will then spawn in. Again, pop wells and bubbles to stay alive. All you have to do is repeat that cycle of depositing cores 6 times. Once you do, a hatch will open up on the floor, and then it's a mad dash to a sort of nuclear bunker safe room. If you lag behind, Taniks will catch up, and you'll be locked out, but definitely one of the coolest transitions in any of the Destiny raids. But yeah, that's about it, Guardians. 10 times easier than Atrax was on day 1 contest mode, and with it off, even easier. Learn these mechanics well because all of these will be put to the test on the final boss phase, Taniks Phase 2. Anyways, that's it, Guardians. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, be sure to comment down below. There are plenty of knowledgeable raiders that can answer your questions, and of course, if I see it, I'll be sure to answer as well. As always, thank you so much for watching and for supporting Sly Nation. If you're new to my channel, then welcome, Guardian. Thank you for stopping by. Subscribe for more Destiny 2 Deepstone Crypt raid guides, secrets, and videos, along with plenty more Beyond Light content. Spank the thumbs up or down if you liked, loved, or hated the video, and if you wish to get in touch, business or otherwise, feel free to hit me up. SlyNationGaming67@gmail.com, or check me out on the socials at Sly_Nation on Twitter, Sly Nation Gaming on Facebook. Take care, my friends, and keep those eyes open for more Sly Nation Beyond Light videos, secrets, and guides coming out here soon. But until then, this is your dude Sly, and I'll see you all in the next one.